Where's the remote? Found it.
Turn off the lights.
All right.
Did you grab the drinks?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, I'm making the popcorn.
It's starting. Come on.
All right. Okay, I'm here. Hit the button. Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna.
And welcome to the We Watch It All podcast,
where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
AKA the opinions no one ever asked for.
And we're going to get this done really quick, so we're going to talk really fast, so it sounds like we're on 2x speed.
No, can't do that. This is the cancer episode.
Oh,
come on.
Cancer season.
My God, does it feel like
I
it?
didn't even give her a second to get set up here. She was laying back on that couch, and I pressed record because I knew that was the only way that was going to get her up and going.
I was taking a nap. And then she gets hilarious because I jump right into it.
No, I wasn't expecting it. I was ready to voice over for you.
No. So season 10.
Season 10 of The Real Housewives of OC.
Double digits.
Ooh.
Yeah, you have Heather, Tamra, Vicky, and Shannon are back. And they have a new girl, Megan. Who knows where Megan's from? We all know she's from the Hoedown.
Yeah.
But I showed you, go way back to the party where Terry wanted the onion rings.
Yeah.
Remember I showed you a guy and I said, oh, he's a baseball player, Jim Edmonds.
Yeah.
He showed up to that party and I have a feeling he was feeling it out or they were testing it out to see what was going on.
I could hear you messing with your toes.
She gives such a nasty
Weirdo.
toe look. And
Sensitive.
so she was actually... I don't know if she was at that party though.
Well, she
I
might
just
not
saw
have been because they've only been
him.
married. Oh no, they were together for 2 years. They said. Right?
Yeah, I only saw him, but they
So she was probably just.
But it was kind of like a little like, there she comes.
Pencil little peek.
What happened? Yeah.
All right, let's go over their storylines.
Okay.
Vicky is Brooke's, in quotes, I'm going to say it here, having cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And her mother passing away. That was kind of
Yeah.
like, that was like a little like side one that definitely
Yeah.
was not planned. Heather was finishing, also that in quotes, her house because it's still
Yes.
building basically.
She
And
also created a sparkling wine, Champenois. Because you can't call it champagne because it's not from the Champagne region. So it uses the process of making champagne.
yeah,
So it's a
'cause
Champenois.
sparkling wine.
Sparkling wine. And she also creates
A skincare line.
skincare line with Terry that apparently can cure cancer.
Didn't know that. That's really good.
They didn't know that either, apparently.
And then Tamra is finding out like how she fits into Cut Fitness and kind
Being
of stepping
grandma.
back. Yeah, and then being grandma. That was the other thing that I was
Getting
gonna say.
baptized.
Oh, the baptism. That's what I meant to write. I forgot to write that at the end. Yes, baptized.
Yeah, there's a few other little things, but I think that's her
Yeah,
main.
she had a lot of like, little.
They really chalked this one full. My God, no pun intended here. Jesus, nailed to the cross.
Yeah. Shannon was her and her husband's relationship falling apart again.
Having an affair.
And yeah, him confessing.
Because
to an
now
affair.
she unleashed the whole affair
Yeah.
situation and the weird counseling they attended. It was just, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was interesting.
kudos to you for going to a counselor, but I don't know. It was weird. It was weird.
And then Megan, the new girl, like we said, she's married to a baseball player who has his own kids, which we only see one daughter. Her storyline is kind of trying to be a stepmom to his daughter, pretty much. Is really
Yeah, I guess if I had to call one, it would be that.
because that's really what it is. That's what she's doing, is trying to figure out how she can fit into their family
Yeah.
as like
which
a
is sad.
stepmom.
And then the major events are long listed. You have Vicky having a Mexican party for like a Puerto Vallarta theme.
How do I know? Oh no, yeah. I remember
Yeah,
that.
she had that in the remember
Yes,
that's what I was
yes,
saying. She did it again, copying another place that she.
I just went to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Heather had her sparkling wine launch in Napa. Megan had her charity event at her home for what was it, JRD or JDR?
I
Something
can't
like
remember what
that.
it was. It was a bunch of initials.
Juvenile diabetes something. I'm sorry. I wish I knew better. What are you doing, Tiny?
Didn't stick with you like homeless, not toothless.
No, because she used the initials a lot.
Yeah.
The trip to Morea
Yeah.
and Heather's luncheon at her new house, because that was a key pivotal one where a lot of things were addressed. Tethers?
What the hell?
Heathers. Nope, that's like a combination of Tether and Heather and Tamara.
And Heather.
Tamara's sex party for her YouTube channel, which I have to say, that was pretty funny watching it, because you're like, what the heck are they doing? And then they're like, what do you think we're doing? Filming a video.
Yeah.
It was a cute take on it.
Clickbait.
Yeah, definitely clickbait. Shannon's Aries party and Tamara's baptism was the last real big one.
That was like the finale party.
Yeah, woohoo, they had some stuff going on, in the words of Vicky. This was jammed to the back to the max. Because
I didn't take as many notes as I thought I did, because I was really just like,
well, here's the thing. A lot of it was
repeating.
Repeating. How many times did we have to say somebody was being disrespected? How many times did somebody have to say, oh, it's fake. He doesn't really have cancer. What does he have? Show the medical records. Oh, my dear Lord, it was a lot. But it starts with Vicky being back with Brooks, and she announces that he has cancer. She's moved him into the house. And she's going to take care of him and do whatever she can to help him.
Which, to me, what's so funny is, like, one of the big ones is she's like, oh, you can't have, like, white bread or anything like that. Like, here's my thing. If you're doing that, right, and he lives in the house,
why would you get rid of it?
Like, why would you eat it, too? If it's something that's, if
cancer
thrives on
her,
it, then why would you even eat that?
Yes, because she had, they were having concerns that Brianna. Is it Brianna? Brianna had the cancer scare. So why would you even want to take the chance? Like, right. I agree with you, but the one thing that I thought was really sad that we heard in the reunion was when she moved him in, that, like, a lot of stuff Brianna found out on the internet. There was a Facebook post that one of her friends sent her of her mother announcing that Brooke,
it was like a clip from like an interview.
Yeah, but it was. I think she found it on Thanksgiving that she found out that Brooks was moved into her childhood house. Yeah, and I mean, I just think that was sad.
I mean, obviously Vicky did that because she didn't want her to know.
Oh, of course, she probably thought that was a passive aggressive way to tell her.
I think she probably just did it that way because she just didn't know how to tell her. Like, she couldn't. Like,
I think she probably just didn't, honest to God, want to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think she wanted to have to face the daughter and tell her that she's doing this.
But she kept talking about living, like, now she's really living a double life where she has him here, but nobody else can come, and it's, like, really weird. And I think they said she was there for a month, and she was already there.
No, it was a year at that point. It was 7 months. No, it's been a year since she's moved to Oklahoma.
And she's been there 14 times. Yeah. Which, if you can do it, I don't see why not. That's how you stay in touch with people. But, you know, I mean, that's how you keep them close. But she, it was just ongoing. And the more you got into this whole episode, you saw different little pieces and at the reunion of, like, why these girls kept, because you're just like, come on, maybe the guy has cancer, maybe he doesn't, but I mean, not for nothing, but who really gives a care? Like, I mean, why are you making this into such a stink? I understood why Megan was doing it, and not even for the daughter, Haley's mother. It was more because she was saying, if he isn't really sick, and he starts toting these things like this, like Resveratrol or whatever it is, this medicine,
that's in Heather's
that he was going to, like, pump himself through because some doctor took it and cured himself of cancer in, like, 4 months. Like, if that's the case, like, she doesn't want people latching hope onto this, that, like, people that are really sick, like the mother-in-law, what was her?
Leanne.
Leanne, the ex-wife, like, Leanne, you don't want these people to, like, think this is going to cure them when it's definitely
something
not,
that could actually make them even worse because they're testing it on somebody.
So I
understood
understood why she was pretty pissed, because I think that's why she knew that this lady's going to eventually die, you know. But the more you hear the stories, you hear,
like, every episode, there's more things that are like, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
I mean, like, you hear, and also when you hear the ending, like where Brianna comes out, like, and she's like, well, when she told
the reunion,
she said at the reunion, but she said it also to Tamara that. When she spoke to him initially, he said
Cooper.
that he had the pancreatic cancer, which is the...
Can we wait for him?
Yeah. So part of the problem was Brianna told Tamara that...
This was towards the end, though, not till she came out to visit them. So that was the issue.
I don't know if they all were discussing it prior, but not on camera. Maybe sometimes I think they discuss things ahead of time, and then they don't get to put it that, or it wasn't on camera. And
Well,
they,
no, this
I
was
feel
not
like they
until
make them.
Brianna came out to the
No, I
California,
know, but
so.
I felt like Tamara kind of knew this.
Yeah.
Or somebody said they heard about it. Maybe it was Shannon that said, I don't know. Somebody said she heard about it. But she told her that he had,
No, I think it might have been Megan because of the ex-girlfriend.
somebody said he had that he lied about it, that he had pancreatic cancer. And of course, Brianna's a nurse. She started asking him questions, and like he didn't have real answers. And then he divulged that he had pancreatitis, which is nothing like cancer.
Yeah. I think that was the last ex-girlfriend that this happened to, because the other thing too, which I forgot to write down, but one of the interesting things is he mentions that the girlfriend who's doing this was a girl that he chose Vicky over.
Yeah.
To me, so in my head, this means before like he moved in with Vicky, he was dating
Potentially
her
dating other
and
people,
another
yeah.
girl, and was just gonna wait to see if he could get serious.
I mean,
with
when
Vicky.
you were going back and forth from one state to the
Yeah,
other,
like,
you
obviously.
could easily have things that no one's going to know what's going on. Can you just see what he's doing over there? He's over by you.
No, so he then said the first girlfriend he had nose cancer.
Yeah.
So he had nose cancer, pancreatic cancer, and now Hodgkin's lymphoma. So he had 3 different types of cancer.
No, he tried to justify it because he tried. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He tried to justify it in that Brooks tells all by saying that he
The nose
he
cancer is
didn't
not.
say he had that cancer. He said he thinks he could have it.
Yeah.
And then he said it turns out that he didn't have it. So there.
So here's the thing, though. What's weird is that you had 3 potential different types of cancer. Like, why do you randomly just get cancer scares and then break up with a girl? Like, that's what's
I think
weird to
he
me.
uses it as a ploy because the best part was when Tamara at the reunion.
What is Cooper doing? He's walking on the pillows behind.
Coming around the back.
Hello.
To me, the best part was when they started putting all the pieces together at the reunion.
Yeah.
Was really where it was great because they were trying to put pieces together throughout the whole show, but it was like
They're
here,
missing
there.
things.
They didn't. Yeah, they never really had a. Well, I think the reason they thought that he was faking was because anybody that is going through cancer
Should look somewhat sick.
If you're going through chemo, you should not look as well as he looked. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care.
Yeah.
Even my mom, when she went through her first round of chemo, she didn't get the strongest chemo that she should have got, but she did not look like she was dying from it. But like as the second round was really rough, but you knew something was not quite right, and she didn't lose weight. She gained weight because she was bloated because they have to put you on like steroids and stuff.
Yeah, and the weight
So
that
it was
he
like the whole
lost was
thing.
not like
No,
weight
it was
where he
like
looked
trimmed.
sickly.
No,
he
trimmed
just
down.
exercised.
Yeah, he was smart. He also lost weight in the process. But the part that I liked is when they were really starting to put 2 and 2 together, and I think a lot of them were starting to get information that was invaluable. Now, if we remember, when she first was leaving Dawn, Brianna said, I know that Brooks was in this picture a long time ago because there used to be emails from him, and there was an email from him telling you that he would like you to leave Dawn. Mm-hmm. And Tamara pipes up and says in this reunion, I didn't put 2 and 2 together until Brianna told me that he had faked pancreatic cancer. But she remembered in the first season when her and Vicky were just starting to get together, she told her, I guess it was more closer to the end, that there's somebody that has pancreatic cancer and they're close to death, and she said something to the effect of, life is short and I want to leave Don to be with him. And then when she didn't or something, she asked her what happened, and she said he was cured or something, or it was gone or something like that.
Yeah.
So Tamara said, I didn't realize it until she said that, that was Brooks way back then.
Yeah.
So she said there was a lot of sneaky betrayal stuff, and she thinks, Tamara, that he did that to get her to leave Dawn.
Yeah, probably. Here's my thing, right? So obviously we kind of, we started season 11 now, and they had showed a clip, and it came up and Megan said, okay, it was all fake. He faked it. Like, his paperwork was fake. My thing is, even so, just watching the show, I'm like, why did he not, like, if he did fake cancer, the moment her mom died, why did you not just drop it? Like, listen, you didn't have to come out and say, oh, I'm a liar, right? Because no one's going to want to say I'm a liar. But why didn't he say when he was nearing the end of his chemo, I'm cured. Like,
It's
at least
working, yeah.
it's working. I'm feeling better, or something like that. Like,
Just let it go.
why did you, like, you know?
Because I don't understand it either. Because he has her. They're living together. I don't understand unless he thought maybe Brianna as a nurse would feel sympathy for him or something.
Maybe.
But that's also a really big risk to take. That you're going to try to go up against a nurse without all your ducks in a row. Like, you know, she's gonna know. She's gonna ask you questions like she did, and she's gonna realize you're lying. I mean, some of the stuff that he says to her, I do find hard to believe. Like, I find hard to believe that he hit on Brianna when she was pregnant. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way she took it. When you're so hyped up and don't like somebody, you do take things like really bad. Yeah, everything is wrong. Like wrong or scandalous. But the thing that I thought was really interesting was when she did go see Brianna. I mean, I know this is like a little bit more towards the end, but when she went to see Brianna in Oklahoma, like, they started talking about Brooks, about when she was coming back to visit. And she said, listen, I don't have a problem staying in a hotel. I'd much rather do that because I don't feel...
Yeah, he's sleeping on his head.
His face was weird. She goes, because I don't feel comfortable in my own house now because you've moved him in.
Yeah.
And she kept saying, oh, are we really going to do this? We're going to do this on camera?
Yeah, which like, she broke the fourth wall.
She was the first one to break that fourth wall, really when you think about it, because she said, we're not doing this. And then she even said to them, you're going to have to shut this. She said the guy's name, you're going to have to shut this down.
Yeah, she even like referenced the guy's name.
I'm not doing this. We're not talking about this on or off camera. I mean, she kept going anyway, but it was like...
Well, here's the thing. The cameras were out of the house, so... And she was taking her mic off, but the thing was, her mic, you can tape it from your shirt. It's still running. It's just going to be a little bit lower. So all the audio people got to do is turn that up.
Yeah.
But you know what's so funny, too, speaking of the audio stuff? Since we've been doing the podcast, like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I take out if there's, like, a big gap of air when we're speaking, just so you guys don't have to sit here for, like, 5 seconds listening to us. But because of that, like, I've learned that, like, really it can be so manipulated what they're saying, because all you got to do is keep the camera on somebody who's not speaking, change around those words, and it's whatever the producers want them to say now. Like,
but I don't think they really do that.
No, I don't think they do that.
But like, there is stuff that like
I just think it's funny that, like, you know, when you think about it, there is that kind of stuff.
Well, at the reunion, like, Heather and Tamara told Jimmy Edmond that, like, they can't edit what you don't say.
Yeah, which
is
true.
So you can do whatever you want, but they can't edit what you don't say. So yeah, they can take your stuff and compile it all together and make it look like, you know, holy hell. But if you don't say it, it can't be put out there.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Heather has caught on to. You don't say it, you're not going to catch me. You're not going to get me to do whatever. I mean, sometimes she lets loose and does say things, but, you know, I mean, it's just...
keep going.
Go ahead, no.
It wasn't anything about that. It was on to my next topic. I was going to say, one of my favorite things, too, is with Vicky when they went down to Oklahoma, and what is he doing? This is bad, Cooper. Ow, ow. So one of the things from seeing Vicky go to Oklahoma that I just thought of instantly, no more Ultimate Girls Trip. They got to put them on, like, a Survivor thing, because seeing her go down into that little tornado shelter, get a group of housewives and just put them in, like, doomsday situations like Bill Nye did, like, have, like, a little crossover with them, and just, I think that would be, like, so much more fun than the girls trip, because that would, start fights, because why is so-and-so hogging this and this and that?
Well, that's what I think they're going to do with Luann and Sonia.
No, I know, but I just think there's so many other ones that you could when you run out of housewives for Ultimate Girls Trip, which you could essentially never run out of. Cooper, you can never run out of Ultimate Girls Trip groups, because you could just re-put people with different people, so it's like, you'll have like 101. Is she gonna scratch now? Is this a joke? Yeah, we could do Tamara. I only have one thing for Tamara. I didn't really have my
so much.
No, but I didn't have, like, I'm saying my personal comments.
Oh! I was gonna be like, oh my God, she did so much this season. Go ahead.
Oh, my one comment was that I love that at the end in the baptism, Pastor Mike comes running on like, do we think we could work this together?
I know. Do you think you could sit down with Shannon and talk it out?
What the hell is this?
Well, I think...
I just thought it was so
that's
funny.
What he has to do as, as a pastor. I think he has to, try to make
Where was he all season? Where were you,
Well, he wasn't
Pastor
there,
Mike?
but obviously once he showed up, there you go. But yeah, so Tamara became a grandmother, so it started with... Oh, that was what it started with, was the actual baby shower.
Yeah, that's...
In Cut Fitness, they turned it into a country western type thing, since she is a gun-toting mama. They decided to do that, and everybody was supposed to dress up like go country western garb, and
in western clothes.
Yeah, like looking a little wacky and stuff. So that was interesting. Ryan's had a little girl named Ava. they were supposed to be getting married, actually, the son, and then this happened. So clearly he's being very careful in life. I mean, she already has 3 girls. Now she has a 4th.
Where is he crying from? The kitchen? Is he serious? You have to go feed them now. He's crying in the kitchen. What the hell?
So Ryan was supposed to get married. I cannot believe she ate all that food already.
What? That little piggy?
I mean, there wasn't a ton there, but there was enough. Like, there was the same size as the food that I give Cooper.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And she's already waiting to move on to the next thing, but whatever. Also, I wrote down, I thought it was funny. She had her boobs done, Tamara.
Yeah.
Way back. Then she had them removed. Mm-hmm. And now she had them put back in.
Yeah.
I don't remember if she has them moved again, but I don't think she does. But I just thought that was hilarious. I was like, here we are, back getting the boobs done again.
In the same exact place, in the same exact hospital, I bet it looked like. I think it might have been.
Well, I'm sure it was the same doctor.
No, I know, but I'm saying it looked like she was even in the same exact bed that she was in last time. It might just be.
Well, it could have been the place where he works, obviously.
No, but I'm saying the same exact like room and everything.
Yeah.
But it could.
This is his new thing, Koopy.
Okay, sorry, Cooper just trying to protect his food from I don't know who, what, or what I don't know. But
well, the minute
what I was gonna say was the room though. Yeah. The reason it might have been the same room, it might just be the easiest room for the people to record, like for the show.
Probably.
At the reunion,
you were saying that she was in a room that looked like she was in the hallway.
Which the other thing too was, which was really interesting in the reunion part, they were talking about she said somewhere that like Vicky that Brooks went to a doctor that didn't want to film.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, I went there and they filmed with me and stuff and things like that. Like. So,
well, yeah, I'm sure people can refuse to film.
No, obviously, but I'm just saying, so that might just be the room they put her in because it's the easiest one for
so you're not
crew. And
by other people. Yeah, you can't come into a recovery room with other people. Like, I guess
so
that's
just
weird.
might have been the easiest place to put her.
Also, Ryan, she's trying to get Ryan to move back, him and the wife, back up to OC because, obvious reasons, she wants to be near her granddaughter.
Like an 8-9 hour drive, she said, so
yeah, it's far. It's not like something you're doing every day or even every weekend because that is long.
Vicky did take a plane 14 times.
Yeah, but to me, taking a plane, I think
easier.
In a weird way, it is easier than an 8-hour drive.
Because it's probably like the same amount of time, but you don't have to be awake. You can just sit there.
I feel like in an 8-hour drive, you're somehow thinking it should be like a quick, like you wouldn't stay long. I don't know, like it wouldn't be long. But in like, if you're flying to like Oklahoma, you're making a trip out of it. Or I don't know, something like that, I feel.
That's true.
I mean, you could just go for the weekend too, but it is probably quicker. She probably would get to Oklahoma faster than she would get to Northern California, which is weird. Yeah, so she does a lot of different things to try to get him to move back here. She's trying to get him a house. Oh, she's also she's getting back into real estate. She was trying to give Eddie more of the cut fitness because that's what he really enjoys. And
but she also does mention she'd show Megan a home, which I just think is interesting because everywhere you look, Full House type of stuff, somebody's getting invited by a house.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now. I'm not even sure. I don't even know what the first phrase was. Something about Full House getting a home.
It was a joke because everywhere you look.
Oh, yeah.
It was a Full House reference.
Oh, Shannon, I just didn't get that.
No, I'm just saying everywhere you look, there's somebody trying to sell a house to a new girl. That's really how you come in. Like, she didn't actually make the sale, I think, but she was still trying to sell a home to Megan. I don't think any of them
make the sale to any of those people.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
No, I don't think they do
still a roundabout way.
Yeah, so she was trying. Yeah, she thought she wanted. I think she was getting burnt out at that place, which is ironic because it's only like 2 years. But and I feel like Eddie was just kicking off. So they finally closed it this year.
I think it was probably
after
more
10
like
years.
Once they got started with it all, like. I think she just realized, no, this is more what he wants than what I want. Like, I like it, but it's not, I'd rather just... No, and I think, I'd rather be
this season, you'll see she is getting back into it. Mm-hmm. She does get back into it a little bit. But I think she just got a little burnt out or something, or it was
Well, with the last season was the ones with the kids and all that, so,
Yeah, she also had a lot going on.
Now you realize she had a lot going on
she
in
definitely
her personal life, so of course she probably was just like, I can't try to run this business also.
Yeah, I guess in the midst of all that, they also introduce another girl, like, here and there, and I think that's where they bring the whole Jesus thing in, is that there was that blonde girl. She was friends with...
Lizzie?
I think Lizzie. I don't know who she was friends with.
She was hanging around Lizzie.
But I remember there was some blonde girl. I don't remember her name, Chrissy or something.
Just popping in there.
But she came in. She was friends with somebody, and she started talking to Tamara, and that's when Tamara started divulging a little bit about, like, being...
She's the next Jesus Jugs.
Yeah. She was the next Jesus Jugs.
I love though that like Alexis sent in like a comment on the reunion, was like, "This is disrespectful." It's like,
Please.
I mean, I don't know. She seemed just as religious as you did. I don't know.
But I think, I like Tamara's version of what she's doing, because she went to the priest and said to him, I'm sorry, the pastor, there's not really a priest for them. She went to the pastor and said to him, how can I do this and still be myself? I don't want to lose who I am and the things that I, do. I know there's certain things I shouldn't do and say, but I don't want to lose, and she literally said, I just had a sex party last night for launching my YouTube video. As long as you're, I guess, being as respectful as you can. She didn't want to
muddle herself down, follow the Bible, I guess, too closely.
Yeah.
She wanted to pick and choose what she wanted.
I think she's just starting out, so I think that's why she feels that way. But, I mean, if it helped her, even like Megan was saying, I'm not a religious person, but if it helps her, I'm all down for that. Yeah. I'm down for whatever helps people feel better about what their situation is. So it definitely seemed like it helped her without her being, so crazy and over the top. But see, I don't know how much she does talk about it, because she made a comment about Eddie that he was calling her some kind, he said she called her a Jesus freak. That's not what he called her. He called her something. I didn't know you were all into this Jesus stuff. And she was saying so to me that makes it sound like she does talk about it a little bit more than what she did on the show. She said she was kind of hiding it from the girls in the beginning. She didn't really want them to know.
You have to keep in mind, it does look a little hypocritical for all the stuff she was talking about with Alexis in the prior season. So now be this
and
is,
she said that too. She said that was absolutely not right to say, but I think
to just be all of a sudden being crazy. Yeah. Going full Jesus jugs, and she may look a little kooky, where instead she was the way she introduced it, I think it was more they're not going to get so kooky with her. Shannon, shall we?
It's Shannon. Well, Shannon.
I weirdly only had one comment on Shannon, because it's just he's just no. Well, I guess I didn't have one comment on her.
Here's what annoys me about Shannon.
I had another thing.
There's just some of the stuff and look, I'm not saying split up your family, but we all know that's where it ends up. Yeah. She has an affair. Well, the husband has an affair. Yeah. It's not just that he has the affair, but he's sharing everything with her about the affair, which most women say they want to know. They really don't want to know. And it would be so much better if you're going to try to work things out if they don't tell you everything, because
the more stuff he said, it was oh my God, really?
Yeah, it's really not going to make things better, because when you realize that on your birthday you were with him and then he left you to go be with her, it's just not happening.
On her birthday.
And it's somebody that in
that's
town,
the worst part.
And everybody
is talking to you about how you're having issues with your marriage.
And they're discussing stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, no freaking way. No. No way. I give you a lot of credit for trying to get over this because you don't want to break up your family, but why? He's not that special. Yeah. That's not that special. And if somebody can do that to you,
it's watching just even these last 10 seasons, you see Tamara, Vicky twice, you see Shannon, and they're all with these trashy men who don't even really like them, and then they just end up, it's you're watching them try to be let's stay together, let's fix this, and because of us, being, they're on season 16 going on 17 now, 7 seasons ahead, that they're not together, and it's you have to sit here and watch this, and it's it's almost not, it's comical, I guess, in a sense, because it's
daughters found out and all that.
Yeah, they went on his phone.
Thing was which I don't really understand how the daughters found out, because they said they saw something on the phone. Why were you on the phone? I just don't understand what you were doing either, but I don't know. I mean, they could have just been using the phone because she didn't. She made it sound like she wouldn't get them phones, so they could have just been using it.
Here's the thing: they did just mention in season 11, we just started episode 1, that they have iPods, and the iPods, everything they text on the iPods go to Shannon, or at least David's dad. They said, yeah. So maybe they were trying to get on his phone to delete a message they had sent, and they had found that, I don't know. Or could something. Be. Maybe they were trying to order something. They could have been just trying to use the phones or something.
I don't know. It's anything like that. The whole thing is weird, and to me, I feel like he went through all these counseling stuff just to not look like a bad guy, to make it look like he was legitimately trying. Yeah. But you could just see how checked out he is in so many incidences that
He just
was
doesn't
so,
care. Like, and
no,
he
was
let
so
the
over
lady
it.
keep going. Like, yeah, well, this relationship's not going to work if Shannon's not going to get over it. And he's just like, I don't think she's ever going to get over it.
I don't think she
because
is
I think
either.
he really did I think he probably was telling her everything. Like, I think he just kept saying the things like the birthday,
So that he would,
the kids,
so that she wouldn't.
so that she would, and he could just be like, I'm done trying to work this out. There's no point in it. I think his eyes.
But I think he saw she was not leaving, so it had to be something devastating. And I think he finally is the one that calls that does the divorce. Because I think he's been trying to get away from her for quite some time. Now listen, Shannon's hilarious to watch.
Oh yeah,
To be married to her, she looks like a disaster and
much.
way too much. Because even
she has like some great one-liners, but she's a lot.
Yeah, but when you're the person always on the receiving end of the great one-liners, it's like it's not funny to them, so it sucks. So I'm not surprised he did this. Like they were trying to say, "Oh, don't make excuses for him." No, don't make excuses for him. He should have just left her, but. I guess he didn't want to break up his family either, or make his girls have to go through something.
What's weird is it doesn't even seem like he really cares about those kids that much. Like the one where they just shut the door on them and the daughter turns around and goes, "Yeah, that was weird."
Yeah,
so it's like I don't even think he like.
I think he's just he's a really weird kind of guy. He's just
weird.
Very weird. And the counseling sessions they go to are like they're hosted in a hotel or something.
Well, okay, so at first in my head when they did the like first retreat, that made sense because like okay, so they're going in a hotel and maybe they didn't need a whole big conference.
Like they read,
but then when they went back for like a therapy session, they were in a hotel room. They walked up into a hotel, it was very weird. And they got a key and they went up to a room and I was like, oh, I thought they were going on date night at first, and then I see the therapist lady sitting on the couch.
The only thing I think of is that she uses that as her place. I don't know. It's very weird.
It's just like
the whole thing with the headstone and writing the eulogy for someone else to read. It doesn't matter. The person's never going to see what you want them to see because that's just not how it is. I don't know. It was just, I don't know. Weird. Watching her constantly trying to make it work and just listening to her talk about her birthday and stuff. She wants him to help her get over this, but he's not going to because I don't think he really cares. Yeah. I really don't. I don't think he gives her any thought just by where he took her for the birthday. I just don't think he gives it any thought. Oh, this is a pub. Empty. Yeah, I think it's just nothing.
You want to do Heather next? I feel like we did Heather, but I don't think we did.
Well, yeah, we could do Heather, but through this, that's the funny thing is that Shannon starts to get closer to Heather and Tamara actually again, because she's starting to see that, Vicky, when all this stuff happened that's the other thing with Shannon, when all this stuff happened with Brooks, according to Shannon, she asked her for help because of all her holistic stuff and all the different doctors that she knows and stuff. And she gave the information to Vicky and Vicky did nothing with it, or Brooks did nothing with it. And that was another piece of this possible fake cancer that why wouldn't you go to...
I feel like I want to rewatch the whole season and take it all out and lay it out like a murder board and see if you could.
So I'm telling you, it's weird.
It'd kind of be fun.
For what, Brooks?
Yeah, a murder board. Brooks fake cancer.
It's just funny because it makes you think did what was going on there, because she went back on her for everything. She said I never asked her for help. I told her about it, but she chose to do whatever she chose to do, and she was basically turning on her and telling her to stop asking her about Brooks. But Vicky asked everybody to stop talking about Brooks, which, to be honest with you, yes, I hear everything everybody was saying, and I totally agree. I don't think this man had cancer, or if he did, I don't think maybe he had something, but I don't think he had cancer. I think he uses it to get sympathy from women, and when he gets what he gets, he's done with it. But the worst part is, I think he, I just lost my train of thought, damn it.
Well, while you think about it, one thing I was thinking too that I thought of, I instantly thought of, why would he fake cancer with Vicky? Because she's always so high maintenance, so over the top. Why would you want to fake cancer around her? Because literally, you see that she took away the food that you'd want to eat.
I don't think he gives it that much thought going into it. I think he just thinks he can get away with this kind of stuff, and nobody's going to be truly none the wiser.
I think because Megan really is the spearhead of it all. She is the one that leads the pack on this, because she's the one that gets the information really from other people. You know what I mean? Yeah. She had the Brooks murder board in her head. But my thing is, I think that I think he wasn't expecting to have somebody be so knowledgeable.
Well, all of them. Prepared. I don't think he realized that Shannon had all these doctors and all these connections with the City of Hope, which is supposed to be the top place to go and all like that. So I don't think he was prepared for them.
And I think
and how like
also when you think about it, the last 2 times he said he faked cancer were further like back where technology at this point was already way more advanced, where you could look things up, you could find somebody.
Yeah,
you could fake cancer probably back in the day much easier because you don't need anything to fake.
because they wouldn't.
There's nothing to show.
Yeah,
there's no records or nothing.
Yeah.
Where now it's like I can look it up and I can find your girlfriend's phone number online. I'm gonna call her probably type of thing. Like so, it's much easier now. It's harder now to fake cancer.
Yeah.
For him. Do you know where you were going with your thought of that?
Yeah, I think I was just gonna simply say too when I was saying about Vicky asking for everybody to stop talking about it. I agree with something weird was going on and definitely something happened, but I also kind of agree with Vicky. Like, why? Like, just let it go. Like, why are you people hounding this so deeply? Like, if she wants to be a fool, like there was a couple of points where like the Megan points where like she didn't want someone to take that as a cure, and Heather came across and said when they were all yelling at her, like, listen, the point I'm trying to make at the Aries party, the point I'm trying to make is perhaps he does have cancer, and the doctor is duping him.
Yeah.
Like, and telling him that or perhaps he doesn't have cancer and the doctors are telling him he has cancer or something. Like, I think she was trying to say, like, maybe you guys truly believe this because somebody's telling you have it to get money out of you or something. And in essence, you don't really have it.
Yeah.
Because like we said with the dentist, we have to take their word for it that we have a cavity. I mean, if it doesn't hurt, you're like, well, it didn't hurt. So what are you filling my tooth for?
Yeah.
But like, that's what it makes you, like enough. Like, it is enough.
Yeah.
It was in every scene, in every conversation.
I think it also was kind of the same thing. I mentioned this about the other things that Brooks had done in past seasons, that I think if she has to hear it so much and so many times,
and it was
then
a
she's
lot.
going to have to
a
face
lot.
the truth. And I think that was the thing. Like, in my head, I
think she knew what kind of guy he was.
Well, I think she knew what kind of guy he was, but she didn't want to admit it.
Oh, of course
but
not.
I think in my head, the cancer route for her, we're supposed to be talking about Heather, but whatever. We'll get back to Heather.
We'll go there.
No, just my opinion on what Vicky knew. I think Vicky at first believed him out of guilt, and then I think she was...
You're going to believe somebody on
obviously.
First.
But I think she then kind of was more like questioning him, like, can I take you to the doctors? Can I, let me see the book? Like she said, let me see the book. And then I think it wasn't so much that she saw something that said he didn't have it or something like that. I think it was more of like how the girls were like, these are not adding up, so I'm like getting confused. But she doesn't not want to believe him.
No,
I think it's like something like that.
So I feel for her
towards the end she started to realize.
I think to a certain degree I feel for her because, like she said, I went with him for chemo, but I sat out in the waiting room. Like, why would you think that was such a thing? She was doing the work that she always does. Like, she had work to do, and of course she was going to sit there and do her work.
Yeah.
So that's nothing abnormal for Vicky. She probably got wrapped up in everything she was doing. Didn't know, but could he have been donating blood? Sure, I guess, but who knows? Like, it's crazy. But
could have been anything. He was back.
Could have been getting a vitamin C drip. Who knows? I mean,
could have went in to go get a little flu shot. Came and sat in the bathroom for like 20 minutes. Came back out.
Could have.
They're like, Brooks, Mister, you need to come out of the bathroom now.
You don't belong here.
She like hears like something like, we have a patient in the bathroom, we cannot get out. And she's like, oh my god, what the hell is going on?
Craziness went on when you were in there.
What is going on? You'll never believe it. They had to drag a man out of the bathroom, I'm hearing over the intercoms.
So now Heather.
Yeah, let's get back to
She
Heather.
did her sparkling wine, and they named it Colette. And initially she said it's because that's her favorite, and then she said, no, it just sounded French. I love when she talks like that, when she says things like that, like, and then she, comes back. She goes, of course not. She had a launch party in Napa. I just thought she was hilarious when she kept telling them to just put bottles everywhere. Put bottles everywhere. Do we have enough bottles to make a decoration here? Do we have enough bottles? I'm like...
That's very housewife of her.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god.
Kathy Hilton, take
Get that
notes.
brand out. Get the brand out. Also, she's, of course, working on the house to get the dream house ready. Porte Share, or whatever is that? Porte de Care, whatever, the thing that you drive under. It's...
Oh, yes.
Amazing. And she took the tour of the house with those girls. I was just like, what in the world? Yeah. Some of the rooms. Like, there's a luggage room for the luggage, and it's just, I'm like...
Well, I mean, I guess you could have that much luggage when you have all those kids. If everybody has two pieces of luggage, why not have a luggage room if you got the money for
just
it?
keep it neat or whatever.
The, like, $7,000 sink. Yeah, sure, why not if you got the money for it? I mean, let's just say this. Her closet is about the size of where we live in total right now.
It's pretty sad.
Her closet
it might have been bigger.
It probably was a little bit. I mean, the kids' bedroom, at least one of the kids, the boys, I think, was as big as our where we live, so it's like, okay, thank you so much, Heather. Buy us a house.
Yeah.
We'll live in the little overpass with the car. We could live there.
And then the other thing that I thought was absolutely bizarre was the leeches.
I skipped right over it. Couldn't.
The leeches. They really didn't show much, but it was just
I saw like a quick flash of the upcoming with the bloody belly button. I can't do blood.
So the thing was that the leeches, the premise of them is that they
I didn't
do
hear it
something
'cause I skipped right
where
over it.
where they suck the blood or something, which is supposed to help you like lose weight or tone. I don't know, but I'm thinking to myself, she had like one here and one here or something like that, and Terry did it too. But I'm like, does it have to be like in one spot? And it just works no matter where on your stomach, or like a certain circumference, or do you have to have multiple leeches like eating? I don't know. I just think the whole thing is crazy.
I don't know. That's weird.
It just was crazy to me. I was just like, oh, she's lucky she has an extra outfit because you going home. So it was wow. But I put Terry and Shannon when it wasn't. It was Terry and Heather were promoting their skin line.
Yeah.
The cancer curing skin line.
Speaking of the skincare line, that introduces us to a housewife crossover. Lisa Rinna shows up to help her because she's going to do the skincare on.
Mighty young.
I know. Like, it doesn't even look like Lisa Rinna.
No.
Her lips were smaller. Everything. Her hair was darker.
It had to be the beginnings of.
Yeah, well, she had the Lisa Rinna cut, like.
Well, I don't even know if she was on at that point. I mean, I'm sure they were there, but I don't even know if she was on at that point. But
I thought about it. A couple things. One, Beverly Hills has to be the one that crosses over the most into other franchises.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because New York, we had Kyle on New York with Bethany. So, I mean, it's just, I think they have to be the most. Also, we have been talking and talking and talking the last few episodes. Heather to Beverly Hills. Heather to Beverly Hills. I'm saying, you're like, maybe through Adrian, through Kyle. And I'm like, maybe through Teddy, through Kyle. We have it right here. Lisa Rinna. Yeah, Lisa Rinna.
That's true. Yeah.
You should have known this.
Why should I have known?
You watched the show before. I've never seen the show, so I was speculating.
Cool. I will tell you, I have watched the show. Now, granted, I haven't watched these episodes in a long time, but I forgot a lot of stuff. There was a lot of little things that I was just like, wait, what? Like, I remember the big stuff, but like little things, like when that girlfriend of Billy, Vicky's brother, when she shouted out the thing about like, well, did Vicky ask for receipts when you thought your husband?
Where did she come from?
Whoa! Well, she came with Billy.
Well, Billy shows up at every finale party. I've noticed. He does not miss a party.
He comes in for the finale.
He always makes it.
Brings it in.
Gets on his little plane and gets there. But yeah, I think that's our Shannon. Heather. Well, sorry, it's crossing the dinner.
She maintained like relationships with everybody too, Heather. Like I feel like she kind of like didn't really get anybody too pissed off at her. And
how could you get anybody too pissed off at you when the cancer was everything? Like everybody was wrapped into the cancer story.
Yeah, no, they definitely were.
So it's kind of like
also Lizzie was in a lot of these episodes as well.
Yeah, I love that she just popped back up to finish her storyline about the baby.
Yeah, they did keep her back in the storyline, and I feel it was kind of like to
close her out.
Yeah, close it up and let it go.
All right, so we can go on to Megan now. I only had 2 comments really on Megan.
Well,
for one, I don't know. I know I've said it in other scenes. I don't really remember Housewives, but I remember seeing Megan because I know she makes it like a few seasons or so. But I did not know Megan got so down and dirty and was a fighter like this.
No, yeah,
I thought she was. I
knew she was heavily involved in this.
Boring, like an ick, kind of like.
Well,
there's
I
nobody.
think now she will be. I think she's gonna be.
Oh, so maybe that's what I remember. But I did not know she was gonna get down. Like in the first few episodes, she came right out of the gate, like taking
with the charity thing and Shannon. She definitely came.
Even with Vicky, who was the one that she said. There was something they said to her, and she was like, I don't know, you could just... who was that? She said something.
It could have been her, but because they would tell her, like, oh, you should really just apologize. She'd be like, no, I'm not apologizing to her.
Yeah, like, she was not... She's like, come to play.
We could just get you to, like... No, I'm not doing it. She was just not going to give in.
Yeah.
And I thought that was... As they kept toting her, a young girl.
Which is always the issue in Housewives when somebody's too young.
But she's married to ex-professional baseball player Jimmy Edmonds, and I'm predicting that they are not going to stay together, and he's not a nice guy.
You know what? Here's my thing with
he's not. That was my prediction way back then.
watching the show, right? Because he ends up leaving her to take care of this daughter Haley most of the time, but he doesn't want her to take care of her. I feel like he views her more as like a nanny than like a wife. Like he's just like he's like, instead of having an affair with the nanny, I'll just get a wife that looks like and can be the nanny.
Yeah.
That's what I think he views her as, more of like a.
I don't know, but then when you see him on the reunion, he doesn't seem like that.
I know, it's weird, but like in the beginning, that's what I felt. It could just be
the show that like gets people stupid.
He was saying that he felt like watching the show not the same.
I agree. Also, her storyline was taking care of Jim's daughter Haley, because her mom Luann is dying. Leanne, not Luann. Sorry, Leanne was dying of cancer.
Yeah, I don't think they said what kind.
They did.
They did, but I don't remember.
I forget, but it was like it's the worst. So she's trying to be like a stepmom to her, and like towards the end, she's like, "I'm just trying to be a friend to her now."
Well, yeah, because I think she was trying to fill in for the mom role before she was ready for a new mom role.
I just don't see her as mom role for this girl.
No, because she said she's closer to the oldest daughter in age, I think, than the husband is.
Yeah, I just think I think she's better off just trying to be a friend to her, but guide her and don't let her get away with crap either. Yeah.
Because that's how you're gonna get her to like you. You're gonna be like the cool, fun stepmom who like is like. Sorry.
Yeah, so she starts her thing off right with a bang with Shannon, like you were saying, at that charity event. But see, this is a perfect example of where I don't understand these women sometimes, where I just want to be like, no, please shut the TV off, because they're not listening. They're, as Megan would say, you got blinders on, you bird brain. You're a bird brain. You got blinders on, because Shannon is like getting lit up.
I think it was because of the David thing, and I think she just won't admit it. Like, I think I think it just put a sour taste in her mouth. Like, even though she knew it wasn't, like, I just think she was coming so, like, hot off figuring out that the husband just had an affair, and it's like he's talking to this woman right there in front of her a year ago. I think it was more of that than, like, I think it just put a bad taste in her mouth. Like, I don't think she meant to connect her with that. Like, I just think it was like...
Oh, wait, before we go, we have to discuss the psychic. That's what changed everything. The psychic saying that he doesn't see cancer.
Or he doesn't feel it or something.
Yeah, he doesn't see... Well, he said he doesn't see it. He says, I'm not to say that it's not there. It's just I can't see it.
Yeah.
So he told
this to Tamara, Heather, and Megan.
And Megan mentioned it in front of a lot of people, by the way, at the Cut Fitness. It wasn't just one person, but...
No,
they were all there. Heather. Wasn't Heather, Tamara,
it was all of them again. It was the same people, but now Shannon was just there with them.
Yeah. And Shannon, of course, felt the need to go and tell Vicky on his birthday dinner, which we found out later was like supposed to be a birthday dinner for him. And I just think like she didn't end up getting to say anything, but she said enough that Vicky knew it had to be something about him, because that's what she said. So she knew it had to be something bad if she was this upset.
Yeah,
but I felt Megan got a really raw deal on this. Really got it, because she was just the person that happened to mention it.
Yeah,
and somehow she was
questioning
everything.
Why Shannon took it back to Vicky was because she had such a thing against Megan that I think if it was Tamara who told her, she might have
a different story.
Might have came at it a different way. Might have told her a different way. Where it's Megan, she doesn't like Megan, so of course I'm going to throw Megan under the bus.
Of course it's not.
And back over a couple times with it.
Yeah.
So I think that's why.
But it was definitely a very heated one.
Peak Housewives.
Yeah, it definitely repeated a lot of stuff, but it had a lot more stuff in there that you could even like. Oh God, there's still so much. Like if you watch it, you'll be like, oh, see, I still do need to watch it. I still think you have to watch it because it's a lot. This season's definitely that, and then the reunions are even more.
This is a 3-part reunion.
Yeah, I was like, when I'm done, I was like, wait, 3-part. I'm like, wait, what? They were putting on the second one. I was like, the third one. I was like, oh.
Yeah,
losing my mind.
The Brooks tell-all is also on Peacock, but it's just like I don't care to hear what he's saying.
If you watch the reunion, I think you're fine.
They showed the
because they showed
parts. He clearly showed the parts he wanted the ladies to comment on, which are going to be the most important parts. So I don't need to sit here for 21 minutes.
He definitely spins it, I'm sure.
Hear him lie. Like I know he's going to lie anyway. It'd be better just, And since it's like not a... If this was happening like today, I'd probably watch it. But, this is season 10. Like I said, we're going on 17. Yeah. Don't need to know.
No.
But I think that's all we have for 10.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah, so we'll be back next week to do 11 and 12. And also make sure you check out our podcast that we put up on Monday, which is our weekly episodes, where we talk about the episodes that we watch separately, and we spin a wheel. And we don't have any video on Friday this week. We took a little break, but we're gonna have a couple holiday specials coming out leading up till Christmas on Fridays. And check out our other podcast. We talk about it all. Our first official episode is up. So hopefully in the spirit of the holidays, you'll give us a 5. And make sure you subscribe and follow and turn on the notifications, because what if we put out
And apparently there's pictures being hung up, so it's got to go faster.
It's been all day. People have been shoving cords up the dryer and cleaning out the dryers.
Got to do that. Clean your dryer vents, ladies.
And gents and whatever.
Clean it out.
Clean it out, because it's serious.
Peoples, clean it out.
Yeah, and then go hang up a picture in the mirroring room next to somebody else if you live in an apartment. Go ahead, do that. Maybe hang one up on the ceiling if you got a loud neighbor upstairs.
Well, it's always good when you talk to your, I don't know what you'd call them, handyman / facilities, and tell him that there's somebody next door that is a little bit noisy, and he tends to agree with you.
Well, he has to agree, because when you walk in the hallway, you can hear them all the way in their hallway, so you can't disagree. Thank you.
He also commented on that the previous people were much better.
Oh, we miss you. We miss you.
Said, yes, we do. We miss you.
This always happens to us. We always have like really good,
and then
you get crazy crap. But God help us, you gotta be in there. Same first year. Once you see the people around you move out, get out.
Get out
if you can.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're listening to us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Don't give us a thumbs down. Instead, leave a comment telling us how we can improve. And I think that's all. So thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, because I know my eyes are crossing.
And watching. Let's go make dinner. Say it.
Hit the button.